Thank you, Dave. It was an honor.
Thank you, bro. All right, y'all. We have a newbie mountaineer, and I love new mountaineers joining the MBM movement because when new speakers, mountaineers, fellow base campers, summiters join us, I love being able to introduce them because I go all out. And I still have a tendency to go all out because I love introducing people. Now, I haven't met this lovely young lady yet in person, but I got to witness her energy, her greatness, and I even got to see the roar that she got to do at the end excuse me, at the end of her presentation at Movement Maker Virtual. And I knew right away, y'all, that this lovely young lady needed to come and hang out with all of us over here at the Movement Maker, not Movement Maker, that's Michael, at the Mountain Summit Virtual. This is Lisa Love, y'all, and I have had the absolute privilege over the last couple of weeks getting to know her. And what I can tell you is this woman has the heart of gold, just like everybody in this room. The 21 amazing souls who just joined us, uh, speakers who are on this summit this time, and past speakers from the past summits. And I love this. It just fires me up just to see people taking the journey with us up the mountain. Lisa, it is always an honor when people trust in the MBM summit and back this movement, because this movement, as I've stated over the last 3 or 4 hours, is in the memory of Joe Vrablik Jr. But it's also in the memory of everyone who has lost somebody that they love and care about. Thank you for accepting my invitation and joining us today. With that being said, the summit is yours.
Thank you so much, David. It's such a pleasure, joy, and an honor to be here. I couldn't breathe. I was gasping for air harder than I ever had before. Then the thought crossed my mind. This is it. This is the moment I die. My head fell back as I passed out. When I woke up, I was gasping for air like my life depended on it. And he was screaming at me, demanding to know, why are you leaving me? I tried to speak, to calm him, but he had strangled me for so long, my body was shutting down. I felt like I was screaming, just trying to say some words, but all I could do was mouth. I can't talk. My voice was gone. He literally took my voice. On that day, there was a death, just not the one that you would expect. The relationship died. The future with him I had already lived inside my mind died. Love feeling safe died. When love nearly costs you your life, your nervous system learns one thing: never again. So, on that day, my heart asked a question it would carry for years. How do you love again when love almost took your life? And maybe you've never almost lost your life, but who here can relate to the fear of loving again? So let's dive deep into one of the deepest causes of the fear of loving again. The fear of loving again can be the fear of losing love again. And from a psychological perspective, why are we afraid of losing love? What are we actually afraid of losing at a deeper primal level? What we're really afraid of losing is connection. In other words, this is the fear of abandonment. The fear of abandonment is the fear of the loss of connection. Whether somebody chooses to consciously leave us or they leave us by leaving this earth, we experience a loss of connection and being left. We experience abandonment. And abandonment is one of the greatest fears we have in life because we need connection for survival. There is a primal part within us that is programmed for survival, and it understands one thing. When I am connected to others, I can trust that I'll survive. I can trust that my needs will be met. As a child, we need connection to a caregiver in order to be fed, to survive. And in the wild, we need connection to the tribe in order to be protected from the lions and the tigers and the bears. Oh my. So our emotions are communicating our needs. When we lose a loved one and we're feeling intense emotions, what's also happening is that our body is communicating we need connection in order to survive. And amid all that grief that is absolutely valid, there is also a quieter loss, the loss of trusting that we'll survive without connection. And so the fear of loving again at a deeper primal level is the fear of abandonment. It's the fear of the loss of connection. And this may not be what is consciously one's experience, but this is a deeper level primal thing that's going on that's affecting everything. That's why after a relationship ends or we lose a loved one, we experience so many emotions. And the path from fear of loving to the courage to connect is by feeling those emotions, processing them, and seeing them for what they really are. Seeing them as this is my body communicating a need for connection. This is my body moving me to do something to trust that connection will still be there. And one of the greatest ways that we can do that is by ensuring we're meeting our need for connection. But how do we do that when connection itself feels so uncomfortable? What we have to do is learn to process our emotions from our past experiences, losses, and from day-to-day life. And that's what I really want to talk about today. How do we find safety in loving again? So first, let's talk about safety. One definition of emotional safety that I absolutely love, it's by Stephen Porges, is this. Emotional safety is not the absence of threat. It's the presence of connection. One of the ways that I like to understand safety as well is that we feel safe when we feel emotionally regulated. And so when the body is experiencing emotions, it doesn't feel safe because emotions exist for survival. They're here to move you to take an action to ensure that you survive. So when, for example, you're moving into something new and you feel emotion, your body's essentially saying, hey, pay attention. This is new. I could die. It doesn't want you to feel comfortable. It wants you to survive. So how do we find safety in loving again? For me, love stopped feeling like a refuge and started feeling like a threat. I found safety in loving again by learning to regulate the body. Regulate the body by learning to feel and process our emotions, especially the emotions from past losses, past traumas, and past relationships. Because emotions are messengers. They're not problems. They're the body communicating a need, often the need for connection, reassurance, or safety. And when these emotions are felt, heard, and honored, the body begins to relax. It begins to trust again. If we don't feel safe in life, we're not going to feel safe in love. And safety is experienced when the body feels regulated. And regulations happen when we're willing to see, hear, and honor our emotions for what they are. Messages guiding us back to connection. And that's what makes loving again possible. Healing the fear of abandonment, healing the fear of the loss of connection. So now I'd love to just guide you through a little experiential to go beyond the words. So I'm going to invite you all now to close your eyes. Well, this will really help you to just like focus in and tune in on the experience that I'm going to be inviting you to. So I invite you to now close your eyes and breathing through the mouth, notice the sensations of coolness inside the mouth as you breathe in. And warmth as you breathe out. Our intention is simply to notice the sensations of coolness or warmth inside the mouth. And when we're no longer focused on that, we gently and compassionately return to focusing on the sensations of coolness and warmth inside the mouth. Noticing the sensations of coolness or warmth all the way from the beginning through the middle and to the end of the breath. Now just allow the body to sink and soften and melt into the chair. And then coming back to noticing the sensations of coolness inside the mouth as you breathe in and warmth as you breathe out. And I just want to name that in this exploration here, you're at choice in every moment. I invite you to attune to and honor your body, honor your contraction. If you're not comfortable going into this space, please don't. Honor your emotions and your limits. And so I'll be inviting you to bring to mind a scenario. And if you're not comfortable with that, I invite you to just bring to mind like some fear that you have in life that you think might be blocking you for something that might be blocking you. So just coming back to noticing the sensations of coolness inside the mouth as you breathe in. Now I invite you to bring to mind envisioning yourself loving again, being vulnerable enough to love again. See yourself in a scenario where you're experiencing it. You see a person in front of you. And you're open. Or maybe if you're already in a relationship, envision yourself not holding back, being fully seen, being vulnerable. letting down the guards around your heart. Notice the fear that arises. Where are you hesitant and contracted in opening to this? What are you afraid of? Just connect to that fear, notice it, witness it, be there with it. It's welcome here. And now I invite you to bring to mind an image of yourself when you're just a little one, maybe 2 or 3 years old. And they're in that scenario with you where you're opening to love and feeling afraid. They're hesitant, contracted. Little you. Little you is scared too. Little you is really this precious, tender part within that needs your connection, your reassurance, and your love. And now I invite you to bring to mind an image of another being. It's you, but wiser, radiating pure love, pure softness, pure presence. And they come into the room and they greet little you. And I invite you to envision little you receiving these words from adult wise you. I'm here. I'm with you. I know you're scared, and it's okay. That's normal and natural given your experiences. I just want you to know that I'm here with you. We're going to do this together, okay? You're not going to be alone. I'll be with you. I'm never going to leave. We're going to take this one step at a time. And we're going to slow down when we need, and we're going to regulate. We'll find safety inside. Because I know that what you're really wanting underneath is connection. And so just know that throughout this, I'm here with you. I've got you. Everything that arises is okay. It's normal. It's natural. And I'm going to be with you in it. I'm here. I got you. I'm protecting you. And I'm never going to leave. Just allow yourself to receive those words. Notice the energy in your body. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that's just a little experience of being with the emotions, meeting that body's primal need for connection. And the framework that I teach to address this need of connection, is that we transcend the fear and find the courage to connect when we heal the fear of abandonment and the fear of the loss of connection. And how we do that is 3 steps. First, we develop a secure attachment by healing your fear of abandonment. So instead of abandoning yourself, you're reliably and consistently attuned to your emotions so you can meet your needs, because our emotions are communicating our needs. And secondly, it's to deeply witness your fear when it arises and meet the body's primal need for connection. And lastly, it's to stop abandoning yourself, your needs, and your emotions. So, learning to process our past, feel our emotions, and meet our needs. That's what makes love safe again. We ignite the spark within when we become comfortable with feeling and processing our emotions and processing challenging experiences from the past. And here's the thing, you can't selectively numb your emotions, meaning if you dismiss and don't feel your pain, you also dismiss your joy. You dismiss your ability to feel joy. We feel ignited, lit up, and on fire for life only when we're able to feel all of our emotions. Who here has massive dreams and is devoted to bringing those dreams to life despite the adversity that you've experienced? Okay, so I have a life-changing gift for two of you. I'm gifting two of you a life-changing complimentary coaching call. And so if you're an all-in type of person, here's how you get it. The most enthusiasm wins. So show me your enthusiasm by raising your hand if you want the coaching and showing me that you want this.
But you
Which
guys got to
means,
turn on your videos to do
yeah.
this. So let's turn on the videos, everybody.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, which means you have to turn on your video. Okay, let's see that enthusiasm. Roxy, I see you. Roxy, you get a call. Amazing. Okay. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat here and you can schedule your call there. So we go from the fear of loving again, and what if I lose someone again, to the courage to connect by seeing those feelings as a messenger whispering, I need you to meet my need for connection. I need you to process the past so you can open again. And I need you to be here with me to process those emotions. Your emotions aren't good or bad. They're just communicating your needs, including your most important need for connection, for survival, for life itself. When you show up for your precious inner child and meet their needs for connection, life can be boundlessly beautiful and more enriching than you ever thought possible. So, coming back to our question, how do you love again when love almost took your life or when love doesn't feel safe? Well, I dove deep in devotion to healing. I sat with the discomfort. Every moment of fear I felt was an invitation to presence and being with that fear as if it was a precious inner child, wanting my love and connection. I married my emotions. I literally married them. I would have bought myself a ring, but I was poor at that time. And over a period of 2 years, I went from total survival mode to my dominant experience of life being one of peace and joy and fulfilling the life of my dreams. I moved to New York City to pursue my passion as a dancer. And I'm happy to report that since that experience, I experienced a love relationship so beautiful, it moved my soul through and through. It ended. And while I absolutely loved the beautiful experience, the last words I spoke to him were, "Thank you for ending our relationship. I couldn't be more grateful." Everything happened exactly as it was meant to. I wished him well, and I found beauty in the loss. On that day, when my ex tried to take my life, I lost the relationship, and with it, my sense of safety and loving connection. I found safety and deep joy in intimacy again. And so can you. Thank you.
Absolutely incredible, Lisa. Thank you so much for taking everybody and myself included through that beautiful process. That is always a healing thing to be able to go through something like that. What's up? Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Sorry. That was absolutely powerful and incredible. And I love when I'm right. You know, I knew there had to be a moment to have you come join us on the summit. And you know, I don't always say that, but I love being right. And it absolutely was on fire. So, you know, ignite the spark, fire, absolutely powerful. And, you know, last night before this amazing day kicked off, the DM thread that we have going on was making me laugh so incredibly hard. It was epic. And it was all started, I think, by Miss Lisa right there. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely incredible. We're going to bring in our wonderful, talented, and beautiful, and amazing VIP group and speaker group here. I see the good looking Mr. Tim Gillette, Raquel, the amazing, beautiful, and talented Raquel Soto. I love your last name, by the way. It always has a nice ring to it. Sorry, can't say her name for some reason. Sierra Grana. Always has a smile on her face. Mr. Javi Santana, it's so good to see you as always, my brother. You know, I don't like your wall being empty. Like, that is something I am not used to. Megan Hurley and Deb Rossman. Who would like to say something to Lisa? I know there's someone in here. Let's do this.
Any questions?
Any questions? Let's go. Come on, Megan.
I'm gonna pick on you if you keep picking on me.
It's my job as the little brother.
No, I think that was great. I especially appreciate you walking us through the incredibly intentional exercise. That was, especially since we're on Zoom, I found that really effective and engaging. Thank you for that part, especially.
Thank you, Megan. Love you,
Thank you
sis.
for reflection.
Of course. And it's great to see you.
Miss
You
Growner.
too.
So, Lisa, that was the second time I saw you do something similar, right, in this speech. And I, for the second time, was an observer and just watched how people responded to you. And some of the faces that were on camera were so peaceful looking. So it was really beautiful to witness that and see the peace that you brought them with your presence. So good job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that reflection so much because I was not paying attention to the faces very much at all. So thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Thank you, Miss Growner.
And
Miss
that's what I
Rossman.
was was like very, very peaceful. And when you got to when you started talking about when you were 2 and 3 years old, um, it just brought back to memory of the things my mom said about me. Like I was never fearful. Like she was always afraid I was gonna get kidnapped because if people went
Same thing.
like this, like even as a baby, usually babies are like stranger danger. And I was just like, I'll go with you. I like zero fear. There was like no fear of people, no fear of love. I was just very, fortunately well loved. And because I was well loved, I felt so secure and safe with all adults because I just, as a 2 and 3 year old, presumed everybody was like that. Like, aren't you like my mom and dad? Because that's all I knew, my family members. So for me, it was just like taking me back to that feeling. I was like, oh, that was really sweet. So I like kind of got off camera to kind of like soak in it a little bit. So I appreciate that you brought that up because I have not thought about that and I don't even know how long. But like today was like one of the few times I was able to really feel into that the way I did when I was a kid, when I was a child and 2 or 3 years old. I was like, no, I didn't have any fear of love because of the environment I was in. And it was just it was really sweet. So thank you for leading us through that because for me that was a nice surprise.
That's so beautiful. That warms my heart. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. So beautiful.
Thank you, Raquel. Go ahead, Deb.
Lisa Love. What a perfect name. And I saw the roar because there was a lot of us interacting on a group chat basically, right, yesterday. And I also want to say that you mentioned your life doing, when you were a dancer. So breath work must come natural to you as a dancer. And I share, I'm assuming that well, you might not have said it, that you love New York as much as I do. And that we're part of the theater sisterhood. And it was just such a beautifully well done guided meditation, and excellent, excellent work. And thank you for that. And welcome.
I appreciate your words and your reflection. And it's so lovely to be connected with you, theater sister, music sister.
Thank you, Deb. Go ahead, Roxy.
I just want to thank you for your peaceful presence. I'm doing some work around somatic, and I'm always trying to come up with some interesting ideas. And you gave me a familiarity that maybe I can practice with. And so I'm so excited that you and I are going to be able to connect a little more deeper. Um, I didn't get to watch the audience. I was just more listening to you, and just following your voice and just following the patterns that you were going through and giving us those pieces to move through. And it was just a delightful experience to be with you in that. And um, I'm a born New Yorker, so New York is my love affair. um, but I just really want to say thank you, and looking forward to making a deeper connection with you.
Your words are so beautiful. You're a delight. You're a delight.
Oh,
I
thank you,
love it
sweet
so much. I
lady.
love that you resonate with the somatics and like I love your energy and
Oh, I
like
love
it's
that.
what I'm vibing from the world it seems that you're in. I feel like I don't know, I just feel so much alignment with you already. And I also am very
Oh,
much looking
we're gonna
forward
have a
to our call.
blast talking. Like, yeah, no, I'm really grateful and excited.
Same,
Thank you,
same.
ladies.
Can't wait.
Thank you, ladies. Absolutely appreciate both of you. Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the summit. Thank you for being on the mountain with us. I know I took quite a few things away from this, so thank you for jumping in and trusting us here at MBM. I am truly grateful, and I know there are a few here that are as well. So, hope you can stick with us throughout the next day and a half. It's already crazy that we're halfway into this, and I am truly grateful to get to know you a little bit more down the road and learn more about your story and about what you do. So, thank you for your time. And